Hi. Welcome, welcome. So glad you've joined. I am Kelley Pitts, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator in Lubbock, Texas. And I'd love to hear when you join me. Thanks, Tanya. Hello. Good morning to you too. Y'all please let me know in the comments when you are available or pop on. I am so glad you're here, whether you're here live on YouTube or live on Facebook, or you're watching a replay on either one. I appreciate all of you. I have a lot of wonderful customers and a lot of wonderful friends that I've made through having classes. So some people just love to come to classes here locally in Lubbock, and I'd love to have you join us. I've got a beginner class coming up on Thursday, this coming Thursday, and then I have an intermediate class the next Monday after that. So if you're in the area and want to find out more information, you can go to my blog at createwithkelley.com and be sure and spell the Create with Kelley, K-E-L-L-E-Y, and that'll get you there. That'll show you my calendar and everything I've got planned. So thanks again for tuning in. We're going to make a little card today, kind of similar to this one. This is the basic layout. I'm going to show you a couple of we're going to try a couple of extra things that I haven't done yet. So this Favored Flowers is from the Designer Series paper pack that is available to you when you purchase a product. You can go to my online store anytime and use the host code that's on the screen, the Y4DHCWHH at the bottom right of the screen. If you want to shop for any of the products we use today, you can find those on that online store, and you can earn this whole pack of 12 by 12 paper with various beautiful flowers like this. Kind of some are in corals and some are in the purple family, and they all have this beautiful green that's a mossy meadow that comes in that pack. And we're going to use kind of some different sets today. I'm going to show you what all we will use, but if you are watching, please let me know you're watching, and you'll have to give StreamYard permission to share your photo and your name. So that's all you have to do about that. Okay, let me show you. We're going to use the Something Fancy stamp set today. That's what I used on this previous card. We're just going to use a different sentiment. And that is number 160416. That's the item number for the Something Fancy, and that is part of a bundle. It comes with these dies that are the Something Fancy dies, 160424. And when you purchase a bundle like that, whether it's dies and a stamp set or stamp sets and a punch, you get 10% off. So who doesn't like a deal, right? Good morning, Rebecca. Glad you've joined too. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's get started with what the next part is. We're going to also use on the inside of the card, we're going to use some of the color and contour. This is out of the annual catalog. The other set that I just showed you is from the mini catalog. And both of these will be gone at the end of April, or the catalogs will be. We don't know if the stamp sets will carry over or not, but you will get new catalogs in May, starting in May. So we'll find out in April what is going to be retiring. But right now, this is a great set that is also a bundle. It has, they're very messy dies. I realized what time it was when I was starting to mouth these and decided I better just mouth them while y'all are watching. Hello, Janice. So glad you joined too. Thanks for tuning in. Always glad to have you aboard. Okay, color and contour. We've got that. That item number is 154994. If you're interested in this set, I use this a lot for the greetings and also for this splatter. I love a good splatter stamp, and we have several stamp sets that have something like that in it, but I do really like that one. So we're going to do two-step stamping with this flower on the inside of the card, and using the splatter maybe on the label. We'll see what we come up with. We're just going to play today. All right, and this is fresh freesia and fresh freesia ribbon, and I also on here I use the decorative Let's see. See if I can grab that really quickly. Decorative circle, I believe. Punch. Nope, that's not it. Oh, I should have pulled this earlier. Sorry. I don't see it right off. We're going to look one more slot. See if I can do this without knocking my little sign down. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, well, you can see the shape of it. That's a current stamp in the annual catalog. So we're going to try something different today. We're going to use one of the frames here. And we will get going here. Let's see. We're going to, I really feel like it makes a huge difference to do the texture on the card. So can y'all see that? That's the painted texture folder. Trying to let you know what all we're using as we get started. Painted texture 3D embossing folder. And that is in the annual catalog. It was in last year's catalog and this year's. I kind of keep up with just sticking a little sticker on there, something to remember what they are. But it's item number 154317 if you're interested in getting that. Okay. We've got sheets of paper. The designer series paper sheets were full sheets, 12 by 12 of this. And I just went through and kind of cut out the edges. So some are larger than others. And then one I cut out for us to play with today. You can see here, see how you can get different sizes. So you would have different amounts of the green showing based on how you cut the flowers. But I cut some of them, I cut the rows all the way up the 12 by 12 paper. And that seemed to work. If you cut it into fourths or whatever on your paper to start with, where you have all those straight lines, you are going to lose some flowers there that you might not lose if you kind of cut it this way. So just kind of play with it before you cut your whole piece up. If you've got the full 12 by 12, kind of go in and start and go, okay, I want about 2 or 3 rows of flowers, and go up and cut those, if that makes sense. If y'all have questions, just put them in the comments. But today I thought we might play with this one, which is one kind of, I started from one edge, cut flowers. So I had a solid edge, a straight edge, and a cut edge, then a cut edge, then I had another straight edge, then came from the other way on the 12 by 12. So this one was one that was in the middle. So I had both edges were flowers, if that makes sense. All right. Thanks, Tanya. Yes, I appreciate that. The decorative circle punch was that other one, and it is a beautiful one, and it fits a lot of sentiments, and it would fit the one today. I just thought we would try something different today. So if y'all are interested in that punch, Tanya put that up there. Okay, so I thought we would try to play with this one, unless y'all really, really, really like the straight edge. Here we can do this, or we can play with it like this and see what we come up with. I was kind of thinking it might be fun to do it at a slant, like that, at an angle. But you could do it straight and then just cut this off. But I kind of liked it breaking the border there, going all the way off the top and all the way off the bottom just a little bit. And then see what we think of that. So to get started, I'll see if y'all make a comment here while I'm getting the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out and ready. We will emboss the cardstock. And I know a lot of people don't want to break the rules and put their cardstock in sideways, but I just do that instead of doing an extra layer. If that bothers you, you can do an extra layer of cardstock on here and just run the cardstock through with the texture. But I kind of like it to not have to use that whole extra piece of cardstock. So I just put my card front in just like this. Of course, we need to put a plate in first. Hopefully y'all can see this. Whoops, let me make this picture much bigger. Let's just make this that right now. Whew, that's kind of close, isn't it? Okay. I thought I got a nicer plate. Oh, here's one that's not quite as well loved. I know. All right. Oops. Nope. We're using a 3D embossing folder. We're gonna go ahead and emboss first, and then I'll cut. So we're just going to use the embossing folder like this, sideways in there, and I'm staggering it. I'm making sure that that top plate is over this one, but they're kind of staggered. Let's see if we can get, yeah, just, okay, Tanya, both sides curvy. That's what we'll do. Woo, sorry about that. Kind of jerked the table when it hit the little speed bump. Okay, so we've got the texture. Now, while we've got the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out, we'll go back with our plate number 2 because we're going to be doing some die cutting. We will cut a little piece of fresh freesia with the die. And we'll cut a piece of white. Just gonna, and this can kind of overlap there. I'm gonna cut it down here so it doesn't matter. I'll just do that. Now we're going to slant this whole thing so that it's not going directly into the machine. See if I can get that moved over where you can see all that. Yep. You don't want to put straight edge dies straight in against the machine if you can help it, so that it doesn't have that speed bump and that big jump. That's kind of a more wear and tear on your dies and your machine, which you don't want. So we will get this die cut out, and we may or may not like this layer. We're just going to see. We're going to play. Should have cut that. There we go. Fix that, little red wagon. Okay. I think that's all we're going to need that for. But these, I'm going to go ahead, well, we'll just cut it if we need it. I was going to say I was recommending cutting an extra label when you cut the first one, but we'll just see how we do here. Okay, I'm going to put these dies back in their case, because if I don't, they will be lost in this vortex on my desk. Oh goodness, do y'all have stuff disappear all the time on you like I do? It is hard to craft and keep everything tidy, and I'm just not tidy to start with, so I don't even try anymore. Hope y'all are having a great day. It was surprising to me to look out the window. We suddenly had sleet this morning. I knew I had looked and it showed it was going to be 57 degrees today, so I did not think about starting the day with sleet. And so we've had a little bit of sleet, a little bit of snow, a little bit of rain so far. And let's see what I do with my bone folder. I'm going to make a little station and leave it in here all the time so I have everything where I need it. But it seems like every time I have a class, I need to borrow something from it. So it's hard to do that. Okay, we've got our base, and y'all wanted to try this. We're going to see kind of how we like this. We're going to kind of audition our pieces first and see what we think, because you can always, with this paper and this kind of motif with the flowers, a lot of times they look just as good one way as the other way. So we're going to see if we might want landscape or if we want portrait, kind of what we want to do with it. And then we can do ribbon around it. We can do a zigzaggedy ribbon here, or we can do ribbon under the whole thing. And I did discover, let's see if we like this. We're just playing for a minute while we decide which way we want to go with this. That's what I usually do, is just take the pieces I think I'm going to use and then figure out from there what I think, which way I like it best. Y'all kind of liking landscape? Tanya likes landscape, another Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining in. Sorry I can't see you who you are, but I'm glad you're here. Okay, if y'all are saying landscape, that's what we're doing. Easy enough. And I did on this one, I did dimensionals on it. If you can tell, so you can tell that this is raised up here on the camera, and it really kind of makes a nice shadow against the textured background. I like that little bit of lift there underneath there instead of gluing it flat. So I think we'll do that on here also. And let's see if we want it this way. All the way. I think that they kind of look more upside down that way to me. Let's see. We've got lots of choices, don't we? Kind of liking this. I think we will get this down and then we'll play with where we want the ribbon, because I'm going to put it where the ribbon could slide underneath here if we want it to. And I'm not going all the way to the edge because some of these may have to be trimmed a bit. Let me think about where this is going to go. It's going to go on top of here, and this will be popped up. So we might want to not have dimensionals right in this area. So I'm going to take this one off, assuming it's going to be covered. There we go. That's not the way I had it. I had it this way. Isn't that pretty how that gives it that depth, that shadow? It's just like a little outline on it. Isn't that pretty? I love this texture, painted texture folder. Okay, let's see. I didn't stick those down really, really tightly yet because I want to see how we want to do this first. Sometimes I stamp first. Sometimes I do this first. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go. We can go straight. We can go underneath. I think we'll go straight across and overlap. We'll just make this where we can move it. And we're not gluing anything yet, so we're not set in stone. We don't have to worry about getting it in the wrong spot. We can move it around. So I'm excited about upcoming classes, and we've got Tanya is partnering with me on Sunday for the people in Lubbock. We've got a techniques class that's more of an advanced class. I try to do each month, I try to do beginner and intermediate and advanced classes. So I have a variety to offer, no matter what stage of crafting you're in or what you're in the mood for, or sometimes even if you're an advanced crafter, you just want to make a stack of simple cards. So, whoops. My ribbon was getting me off camera, right? Sorry about that. But I just think this card with these flowers could be a get well card. They can be an anniversary card, a wedding card, a birthday card, whatever kind of card we want it to be. But I am behind in sending my birthday. Whoa! I was thinking I was trying to keep this under the camera and I about slit my little finger open. Okay, like I said, We can always change it. I should have tied it upside down, which I usually do on bows, but this is how you fix it. It's magic. You just turn it upside down. Curve your paper in a little bit, and then you can move which way your tails are going on your bow that way. Easy peasy, right? Okay, if we have this kind of going over those flowers, then we'll see how we like the ribbon. I may, since I'm covering that flower up, I may cut him off and put him on top. Why I think that flower looks like a hem, I don't know. Could be either. Or neither. Or both. I don't know. I know some flowers kind of self-populate. I don't know that much about how all that works, except we need bees for it. A lot of times. I'm kind of liking the way that looks with the little ribbon there. I think we'll go with, we could try, the greeting could be in Mossy Meadow or in Basic Gray. We could do a lot of things. I think we could do Blackberry Bliss. That might be pretty. We may try a couple different things here. Let's see. I'm just going to do one on here. Once I find my Stampin' mat right here. Okay. Now we kind of know where it goes, so we're going to take all that off. And this one is going to be, like I said, a birthday card. And if you have a Stampin' Pierce mat, I think it's handy to cover it in grid paper like this. And that way you can kind of see what you're doing a little better. You can see if you're straight. I'm hoping this stamp is straight. I didn't check that like I usually do on my grid paper. With this Blackberry Bliss, I'm giving it a few seconds to really soak into the paper. It seems like it's more obvious on a dark color if part of it's missing, if that makes sense. If you kind of skip some. Let's see what we think of the Blackberry Bliss. I've got a, clean that off real quick. There we go. Yes, it is a pretty pack of paper, Tanya. There's a lot of things you can do with this Favorite Flowers. And it's awesome to be able to get it free. You just feel like you're making free cards for a while. Okay, let's see if we like that. Y'all like that Blackberry Bliss color? And do we need some little dots around, kind of like we did on this one? Do we want, I don't think we need those on the label, but we may try some on the background there. We'll try some of those in Fresh Freesia. I'm actually going to try it on the back first. And we'll get those stamped from the Color and Contour stamps. Whoop. Run away, run away. I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of this on the edges and turning my stamp and stamping off and on to give it a little variety. Now let's see what we think with that there. Do y'all like the splatter or no splatter? I did it on the back so that we would have a choice. Anybody have a comment about that? Do y'all have a preference? I'll hold it up. Do you think a little bit of splatter adds to it? Tanya likes a splatter. Okay. Well, this is the back, so I'm going to go ahead and do that on the front then. Anybody have any questions or anything about any of the products that we're using or technique we're using? Or do y'all have this favorite flowers DSP? That you've done some wonderful things with? I hope if you have some cards that you've done and you're part of my Create with Kelley crew, I would love for you to get on my Facebook page that's Create with Kelley and then sign up for the group that's called Create with Kelley Crew. And that is a separate group. Create with Kelley Crew is my group. And that will allow you to post your cards too. We always love to see your cards. It's not all about me and my cards. I love to see what y'all create. So would love to see that if y'all are Facebook fans and do the Facebook thing. I kind of liked this You're Absolutely Amazing. I thought that went with the birthday. It's not exactly the same fonts, but it is a kind of a sketchy, almost scripty font and a straight font. So it's kind of similar. I think it will work for the inside. We'll do that next. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And I usually use my sides for this. Let's see. We'll take our little strip at the top and a strip at the bottom. And we're going to straddle that. Let's see how much of that rose I'm going to cover up. Almost all of it. I'm going to take this off. Highly recommend doing this before you actually glue the other one down, but you know, it's not a perfect world, is it? Okay, so we're going to get this on. Got my little Stampin' Dimensional a little off there. It's kind of showing. I didn't like that. I'm also going to slip right between here. Doing a little surgery so that that can kind of overlap the flap there. What do you think of that? We'll see. I'm just barely going to put that on. I kind of like that. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up. Sorry, I have moved my phone, evidently, my stand. So I'm trying to get used to my new space. It's like sometimes the stand starts sagging, the phone sags on it, and then I move it, and then I don't think about it until later how much that's going to affect things. Well, that just didn't want to come off of that backing. Okay. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. How pretty is that? Now we have this little flower that we could put under here. We could put up here. We could put up here. Might be kind of crowded, or it might be kind of 3D there. I kind of have that, but I have to trim it up a little bit. Or we could use this on the inside. I was kind of thinking we were going to stamp on the inside. What do you think about making that 3D there? Or is that a little busy? I'll kind of wait a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get these blocks or these stamps mounted onto blocks. Sorry about the noise. Just kicked my little trash can against something metal and it made a little racket. Not only am I not tidy, I am not quiet either, unfortunately. But y'all forgive me, I bet. Okay. And I think a deckled edge would be really pretty, but we're just going to do a plain one today, just so you don't have to see me drag out the die cutting machine once again. Okay, I've got to remember that we're doing it landscape. You have to think about that, because in this card, I did my flowers like this. I used a different set. I used the Forever Fern set. And then this is from a different greeting set I can't think of at the moment, but love it. Use it all the time. But this one is going to be landscape. So we're going to put this over here, and maybe we do it off the page. Maybe we do the whole thing on the page. But I'm going to do it in Mossy Meadow. Let's move these up just a tad. Okay. Mossy, Mossy. Where are you, Mossy? On a two-step stamp like this that's floral, I like to go ahead and stamp the outline of the flower in Mossy or in your green color, whatever your green color happens to be. Or do we want this over here? I kind of think we want this over here. Since this is going off the page, I think I'll have this go off the page. Okay, Mossy Meadow. So they're not the exact same flower. I do not have, there is a stamp set that coordinates with this, but I did not get that one. Just can't get them all. But if that's a really great look that you like, that type of flower, then I would get the stamp set and the dies, and you'll get the paper free as long as it's still available. They are running out of a few things, so if you've got some celebration items in mind that you know you want, you better get them before they're gone. This whole celebration ends at the end of February, February 28th. So it is. Okay, Tanya, thanks. Maybe we'll use that on another card. All right, on this two-step stamp, we're going to look at it and do it the right way here. See if I can get this all in view. And we're just going to fill in. We're going to get this lined up. And you kind of really have to look at all the flowers, how they are. This is not going to be exact. It's just kind of a filler. It's not going to fill each flower exactly. It's not meant to. It's kind of an artsy look. But we kind of get the idea that those are flowers. And you could even do it one more time if you want. But I think that works. Clean that off real quickly. And I guess if y'all are not going to vote against Tanya here, we're going to leave that other flower off. And we'll just put a greeting on the inside. I kind of like the "You're absolutely amazing." That seems like a nice birthday thing. Anytime, really, you'd want to see that your friends think you're amazing. I'm going to bring in the Blackberry Bliss, since that is kind of a darker shade of the fresh freesia that we're using. We're going to use You're Absolutely Amazing. And I think that will work just great for the inside. Easy, easy. Okay. I have really enjoyed this paper, y'all. We've made several cards out of it. So if you haven't finished your wish list, and also wanted to mention that make sure you remember that Paper Pumpkin subscriptions, whether you do a 6-month or 12-month, you will get free celebration items for that. And it counts towards your hostess credit. So you don't actually have to have a party to be a hostess. You can just place an order yourself that's $150 or more, and you will be counted as the hostess. So you will earn hostess rewards, plus you will earn celebration rewards. And then you would have, instead of billing your Paper Pumpkin monthly, which is an option, and that's what a lot of people do, is just subscribe and get it automatically. But if you want to get if you really want to maximize your value, now's the time to do it when celebration is going on, and then pay for a subscription for the 6 months or 12 months. And then you will get celebration items for that amount. Isn't that awesome? I would have thought they would have excluded that, really, but they didn't. They let it count, so that's great. So if you have any questions about our monthly Paper Pumpkin craft kit, would love to help you with that. I can give you all kinds of info or send you my link. But you can go to my blog, createwithkelley.com, and then go to shop, and you can go to the kits and find all that information. So there's our easy card. I wanted to add just a little bit of bling on the front, and we'll get all this out of the way so y'all don't have to look at all the mess. Then I was going to show you we've got a couple of different choices. I'm thinking that we're going to use the Opal 21 to 23 Opal, in color Opal rounds. Fresh Freesia is one of the in colors that is going to be going out this year. So when the new catalog comes in, I would think that this Fresh Freesia is probably not going to be there anymore. So if you've got some goodies that you need to get, if you have cardstock and you have a stamp pad and you don't have a refill, now would be a good time to stock up while you earn your celebration points. Okay, I'm thinking this Fresh Freesia here. Let's see if we need a big one. And maybe a couple of small ones. I evidently have not used much of this. Much of these Fresh Freesia. Do we want them on the roses? Do we want them down here? Do we want another big one down there? Couple of subtle ones in the flowers. How about that? This seems a little crooked. Gonna move that just a tad up. Okay, I like that with the leaf tucked. See how easy it was to get that effect, to just slice in. All I did was cut in between this leaf and that flower and then tuck it in there, and you get really a different look. So wouldn't this be a pretty wedding card? Or that's kind of what I did here with the wedding. And then I also did a sympathy. You might not want a bow, you might with the sympathy. If you want to add some ribbon, that's great. If you wanted to add a little more something to the tag, you can always add some leaves or add a flower to the tag or add the splatter like we did here. So there are a lot of options on different ways to do the inside. This is really pretty with the deckled edge rectangle. And this one is still pretty with just the straight edge. You just really don't realize how much difference that makes until you check that out with the stitched rectangles or the deckled rectangles. They're all fun to play with. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Glad you like it. Glad you like the card. Whoops, I lost myself. There we go. I was messing around with the views here. And I'm going to switch those. Let's see here. I was trying to switch these out. There we go. Now I can say hi to you again. But that's our cards for today. And I sure appreciate y'all's comments and coming in and being part of the Create with Kelley crew. I love having you. I would really appreciate it if you will share this video with your crafty friends, share it on your Facebook page, share it from YouTube, send it to your friends. I would love to be able to share my ideas and creativity and inspire others to be creative on their own. It's just so important to share handmade cards and not just make them, but send them. I'm a little behind on that. So I've got a birthday coming up, a friend that I've already passed their birthday, and they're going to get this beautiful card. So thanks again for tuning in. I don't see any more questions or anything, but if you're interested in any of the products, please go to my website, or you can call me or text me or email me, whatever you want to do. All that information is on my blog. So thanks again for joining. I hope y'all have a great week. I look forward to doing some more videos soon before Saleabration is over. That's coming up soon, February 28th. Y'all have a great week. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye.